Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're working in my to-do box, and I've pulled out a whole bunch of things from the to-do box. Well, the glassine bags weren't actually in the box, but they're things I want to work with. I've got a whole pack of them, so I've included that. I've got a piece of scrapbook paper that I cut to the size of a pocket and have done nothing with. I've got a thing that I started making. I think this is scrapbook paper as well, so I've made it. I've got a couple of pockets here, so it's more or less finished on the inside, so that just needs something on the outside, just finishing off. I've got a little tag that was from a Scrap It Up a Doodah kit, a piece of masterboard, and a whole bunch of things from book pages. So what I want to do is try and make some things with the Literary Ladies, for the Literary Ladies journal, which is using the two kits, Billet Doux by Rachel and Bella Crafts, otherwise known as the Love Letters kit, and the kit from Medieval Mirage, which is, I can never remember the name of it, Ladies' Letters and Ledgers, or those three words, not necessarily in that order. Ancient Ladies' Letters, and I think it's Ancient Letters, Ladies and Ledgers, but anyway, something like that. So I'm combining those two kits to make a journal in due course. Haven't started on it yet, but I just thought it's good to get some ephemera made in advance. It's what I quite like to do these days. So I thought an easy win, because this piece, I can't remember where it came from, which scrapbook paper it came from, but it's very much, it's got a postal theme, if you can see it. It's got all postmarks and stamps and bits and pieces like that, and as it's about letters and writing and reading letters and that kind of thing, I thought this would be quite a good one to start with, and the colour's good to go with the kit. So let's start with this and see what we can do with it to make it into a pocket that we can use in our journal. It's quite a nice size. I'll probably cut it on purpose to that side, I don't know. I think what I'll do first is I will do my thumb notch. Okay, make sure it's clearly a pocket. And in the Billet Doux kit with the ephemera, there's lots of little envelopes and letters and all sorts of things that we can use for journal cards or pockets and things like that. So I was thinking maybe I could use one of these letters. Let's see which one would go. I think I quite like the look of this one because it's nice contrast. Is it a bit too big? I think they're all a very similar size. There's a few of them in here. I don't think any of them are smaller, or is this one smaller? No, they're all pretty much of a muchness as far as size goes. Oh, that one's even bigger. No. Okay, right, we'll work with that, because I was thinking it'd be quite nice to have an extra little one as a tuck, and I quite like the contrast of that colour. And I think I'm just going to punch the corner of this just to show it's a little tuck. And what one shall I use? I'll try the medium one. And we'll give them an ink, and we'll see. I very much want to make this a very laces journal and use lots of fabrics. I've just got to decide how best to use them. I've got quite a few of the kit printed onto fabric, and I'll pull some of those out, both kits, just a few, so I can use them in various ways. So I think that's what I'd like to do. I think this definitely needs some lace, so I think I'm going to add that there. And right, so I wouldn't say I've got a plan. would be overstating the case a bit. That was as far as my plan went. So I've got, don't know whether to just add a bit of lace in the corner. I've got lots of bits of lace that I got from from my retreat, and I just wonder whether to add a bit of this at the bottom, because you can still see a little pocket through. I don't know. These are some really pretty bits that I bought from their shop. Is that too close in colour? No. Yes, sorry. Yes, it is too close in colour. Just want a little something up that side. I quite like that. So many pretty things in this little box. So I think I'm going to put a bit of that up the side. And just wondering if I've got something I can put on here that would go. Got a few of these sort of. Don't think she's quite giving the same vibe that I'm looking for. She is not this one. That's a nice small one. I don't want to cover up too much of the envelope. I just want to add something to it. I might actually put it up there. Might put her on a little scrap of something. I've also got my own scraps in this box. A scrap of torn lace. Put that there. I just need to ink around her because where she's been cut out by my Cricut, it's left a tiny white border. That was one of the things I have learnt at the retreat when we had our workshop, how to get rid of the white borders. So if I was to put that on there, then that brings in the idea of the ladies. So I think I'm going to put that on there. This is all about the ladies writing to their loved ones or reading letters from their loved ones, reading books, just generally being literary ladies. Be the right spot for that. Like so. And then I will add this one as well. This one is a medieval Mirage image. combine this kit, the two kits are on here, plus a piece that from something else. Okay, and I'll glue on the envelope. Oh, what am I doing? I've got to make it a tuck. Ah! That was very silly. Now, where am I meant to be leaving it open? Have I left the right bit open? Yes. Right, put this on properly. Think about what I'm doing. There we are. Put that there. And I'll just put this little bit of lace on here. I think I need a bit more glue. It's a bit wider perhaps than I really need, but I just thought it was pretty there, so that's why I've gone for it. That's it. Oop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on. Slow it down. Okay. We're on. Okay. So I think I want to try and put something in these two pockets while I'm working on it. So I pulled this one out, and I think actually that would make a really nice journal card to go inside the pocket. It's the letter, so I think I'm going to do that. It's not been cut out terribly well. I might just tidy that up a little bit. And it needs backing, so I'll just do that. So I think I know this needs aging a bit. I just don't know whether to do it before I've backed it or afterwards. I think I'll do it before, because otherwise it might get a bit thick to do this with. Because we want it to look like it's been read over and over and over, don't we? Inking bit here and there where it would have got a bit crumpled. Or being shoved out of sight. If my mile comes along and she's not supposed to have it, I don't know. Let's just give this a nice bit of aging. I'm now wondering whether it needs to go in an envelope. I think for the moment I'm inclined to just make it a journal card, not make life super difficult, and I want to have something in here as well. Maybe the envelope could go, well, I mean, that could be the envelope, I suppose. I mean, I could put that in here. Just try folding it, maybe that would be the thing. Maybe that will be the letter that comes out of that envelope. There are envelopes in the kit, and maybe that would be an idea, to put a big envelope behind with something in it as well. So we could pop that behind there, couldn't we? Maybe that would be a good idea. And then I'll have something else in the pocket itself. Alright, so that piece is done. I really like that. Let's see what else we've got. Well, we have got this glassine bag, as I said. I never think to use them, but I have got a whole load of them. And I was thinking, I don't know if this would be a good idea. Let me put this out of the way for a moment. I was thinking about hinging it. That's my version of hinging. So I've got this large piece of doubled over book page, which I need to glue, which would make a good journal card. Is it a bit too big to go on there? Wasn't sure about the hinging or not. Actually, this needs trimming down anyway. So maybe I will. And then I've got the option of actually sewing it into the journal, haven't I? Something interesting to sew in. To mix things up a bit. Let's see, because I really don't want to hinge it any higher than that. So let's do it. Let's do something different. Different for me anyway. Hinge. Whoops. Let's try and keep those lined up, and then I'll just mark. About there to trim it. That's it. Okay. So this needs to have journaling space on one side and to be decorated, but which side do I want to do? First of all, I suppose I better glue this together. Right. And I think it's going to be, if I'm going to do it this way, so it's going to be in the book, and that's where it will show. I think I'll put the writing side on this side, I think. So I've got a few options for writing paper, I think, for the kit, from the kit. Just going to find one that I like. I think I'll use... I've got some backing papers that come with the kit, so that'd be nice for writing. So I'm going to I will mark it. Actually, perhaps I'll do it on the back. And that way I haven't got to worry about rubbing off marks. I've got to rub this one off because I might not end up covering it. Let's just rub that out. Nope, let's go like that. There's a bit of faint writing there. I hadn't even noticed that. Why am I short? I don't know. What happened there? My measuring is always decidedly dodgy. Okay, I'm going to try again because I'm not happy with that. You know what they say, measure twice and cut once. So I measured once and cut once, and I've had to cut twice. I measured twice because for some reason the first one wasn't long enough, so I just had to do that again. But that will be fine, and I think I'll do the ink around, because it's got the kind of faux inking around the two sides. I need to add my inking so it looks intentional, and I'm just going to use my little glue press thingy. Oh, it's really dripping a bit, this little glue bottle. Right. I'm just going to scrape that off, smooth it out a bit. Okay. get it as smooth as I can. Right, that's one side of our journal card, maybe, or journal insert, possibly. And on the other side, I think we need to do, oh, I tell you what, I'd like to do a little something in the corner there. Just a little something. Maybe a little, is that the wrong way around? It's meant to be some sort of, I think it's just a little embellishment, but I thought I might put that in that corner, just to make it a bit more interesting. Get some scissors. We'll just snip those corners. I'm having a slight rethink now. Am I going to use, maybe I'll use a bit of fabric rather than this. Maybe I'll do a bit of both. Just kind of thinking as I go, really. I know what to use a bit of fabric, so ooh, I wonder if this would look nice on here. So I've got this has been printed from the Medieval Mirage kit, and I think maybe a bit of that along the edge would look rather nice. So I'm just going to snip and tear. We have some very satisfying fraying. And of course I'm going to use some fabric to hinge these as well. So I think I'm just going to glue it and then scrunch it a little as I go. Done that before, quite like that. It's like a faux ruffle, really, isn't it? A nice dollop of the glue along the side. Just a little bit of scratching because it's only a little bit too long. Just sort of crease it a little as I go along. Oops, veering off course. There we are. So we have our sort of the easy version of a ruffle. Right, now we need to decorate the other side. So let's see, we need to cover this because this is not particularly attractive paper. Just very functional. So I'm just trying to look at the scraps I've got. Do like a mini collage perhaps. See what we can do with these pieces. And I might put that at the top there. There was a long piece. I've got this. That's a nice piece. There. And I really love this paper. I think could be a tuck spot. Could be. Could make it a tuck, couldn't I? It's quite a large tuck, but I really like it. Let's just ink this this edge. Because we've got lots of these letters that can be tucked into various spots. So let's do this, ink all these bits up. Right, I'm going to glue these all on now. And now I've got to bear in mind this is going to be a hinge, so maybe I should hinge it first before I add this. Make sure I don't encroach. Have I got it on the wrong? No, that's the way it needs to be hinged. Yeah, so that's the hinge on that side. So perhaps I should hang fire on the pocket. Decorate these two pieces, this piece as well, and it's going to be in the journal like that. Think about this piece here, because this is just a peel off paper. Right, so I'm going to, I'm not going to cover it too much because we want to see what's inside, don't we? So I thought I might just put a piece of this medieval Mirage paper down the side. Don't like that jaggedy lumpy bit there. This is quite thick paper, so it makes it quite, I mean it's not thick, but it's thicker than your standard copy paper. so it's a little more difficult to tear. Okay. That like that. I might have a little piece of something. We have her. We could put her on and a bit of lace behind her, and I think we're good. About this piece, not all of it, but a bit of it maybe. Don't want to cover it up. No, that's not quite what I want. Oh yes, I like that. Okay. We'll ink again because it needs. I don't want the white edges. And I'm going to put that there, put her down here, and there's a little bit of lace. I'll try and cut this down the middle. Oh, not too bad. Yep, I think that will do nicely. I'm not sure how well the glue stick will stick to the glassine, so I'm going to use this glue, which is the art glitter glue. I've nearly run out of art glitter glue, and I've decided to give a kind of cheaper version a go that I bought in Hobbycraft. Hobbycraft's, I think, its own tacky glue. I don't know how well it'll work, but I thought I'd try it because it was a lot cheaper. I've been quite happy with the Hobbycraft fabric glue that I bought instead of Fabri-Tac. And it lasts ages. So that's there. Her on. Or I think I will round the little corners, just soften it a little bit. Put the other one away. Okay, just okay. And just going to pop that in there, like that. This is again from the Medieval Mirage kit, and our bit of lace. which I bought from Rachel Crafts at the retreat in that little box. So proper combination, I think, of things that come from both sources. Don't think I need the glue right. I think this is going to hang off the side just a little bit. Oh, I'm using my glitter glue for this. I don't normally use it for this kind of thing. I hope it's going to work. I normally would use the fabric glue, but I wasn't really thinking. Let's see if it works. Hang it off at the bottom and at the side a little bit, because is this the hinging side? Oh yes, it is, isn't it? Okay, I'll trim that. Ooh, that's not I should have waited. I might just lift that a little bit and re-glue it when I've put the hinge on. I wasn't thinking. So I'm just going to, in fact I think I'm going to take that off completely and reapply it when I've done my hinge. I think I better do that next, don't you? Before I mess up even more. So, what am I going to use my hinge, you ask? Yes, I'm not sure myself, but I thought I would use some of this fabric. I've got this one, which is printed from the Rachel Crafts kit. I think I might use a piece of that. Not too wide. So we need it for that one. Have I got a different one? No, that's the best option, I think. I've also printed some of the papers onto canvas paper, which is a lot thicker. It won't actually work very well as a hinge, I don't think, but it would work quite well as possibly a pocket. Okay, so I think I need to glue it there. It's not very straight, is it? I don't think it could have torn very straight. I'm a bit worried that that's not going to be wide enough when it goes into a journal. Let's have a look. I think I'll do a slightly wider piece, because then if it's not as straight as I want, is that wider? I don't know. I think it is. Yeah, a bit wider. And then if it's not straight, I've got a room to trim it and not lose any width. Oh, sorry about that. I need to sorry, I just turned off the sound on my phone. So we went to the local village hall quiz last night. It's one we seem to go to this particular one, although they have regular quizzes. This one is a particular one. It's raising money for Friends of the local church. They've been doing a lot of fundraising for the church, so we got roped into it a couple of years ago, and when we'd not long been here, by the guy who runs it, and put together on a table with some complete strangers. I may have told you about this. I don't know if I did. That was a couple of years ago. There were 6 of us. We'd never met. 2 couples and 2 ladies on their own. and somehow we managed to win the quiz. Even though we'd never met before, but we did, we won it, so it was quite funny. So we've kind of reconvened, got together again, the last two. So once a year we all meet up again, get the team back together, but we haven't managed to win since. I think it was a bit of a fluke. But we were all quite amazed that 6 complete strangers could manage to pull together and win this quiz. But I think it's because we all came from different backgrounds, we were different ages. And I think it just somehow worked. So we keep just getting together once a year. It was rather nice just to see them all again. Let's just pull that, just to take that piece off. And let's glue this on. There's a lot of pink and blue in the Rach and Bella Crafts kit, but mainly pink and some neutrals in the Medieval Mirage kit. So trying to bring a bit of blue in with the Medieval Mirage. Don't know how this is going to work. I'm hoping this is going to be okay. I've not really done this before. Well, I've made a journal insert with fabric as the hinge. So I'm hoping it'll be strong enough. And then we've got to put this piece on here. So I think I'll put the glue on the fabric. Just leave a little gap so it can be sewn through. Try and get plenty of glue on there. Can always add a bit more once it's on. And then we'll just pop that, just leaving just a small gap. Strings and strings. But I do like the frame. Just gets in the way and sticks to your fingers. Alright. And that will close like that, and it'll go into the journal like that. Right, so I quite like that as it is, but I think we want to put our bit of lace back on there, which is the bit I cut. I lost it. That goes over there. Oh, right. This is the tacky one. This is the one I glued and then unglued. Right. I think I will use a bit of this time. I won't really be able to have it sticking out, so I'll have to have it further over. If it does stick out, I will trim it off. It may not look quite right if it's right over. So we'll see. Should stick really well now because it's still tacky from the art glitter glue. Okay. I don't want to cover her up, do I? So I just want it like that. Pull it down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Try and get some of this glue off my fingers. And then I'll just trim off this extra little bit here. Oh, it's quite thick and a bit tricky to cut. There we go, we got it. Right, and let's see if we've got any words we can just add on there. Let's pull out a blue. Skizzers, where are you? Oh dear. Then in the bin. Right, there's actually right here it says, oh no, it says daydream. I like daydream because she looks like she might be daydreaming. I'll hold her up to the camera in a minute because she might be a bit difficult for you to see from. She's quite a small image, but she looks to me like she's daydreaming. So that's what I'm going to go with. Cut it down a bit though, it's a bit big. A lovely script Rachel's used for these words. You can see her there. She looks like she's just gazing into the distance. So I think more say she's having a bit of a daydream. I'm going to trim it there and there. Trim it properly now. Try and straighten that edge. That's it. Better anyway. How are we doing for time? Ooh. I think we might have nearly used up our time. Daydream. Nope. Daydream down there. Okay, that's gone down there. Okay. And I just want to put something here. Not a lot, but just something to decorate it. Just wonder about this bit of... No. Could do another swatch of this with a bit of something. Let's see, if there's a bit of little scrap of... Oh yes. A little bit of fabric would, not all of it of course, but just a piece of this would be rather nice. Right. Love that. That will go lovely on here. Right, sorry, I've just had to change my battery. And I think in my concern that time was running on, I managed to not turn my camera back on when I started working on the inside of this glassine bag. So all I've done is put down some of the tissue paper. There's a bit more here, I've got quite a bit of it. This is the French, looks like French toile tissue paper that was wrapped around my laces that I bought from Rachel Bella Crafts. And I've got a scrap of doily that I put here, and then one of their little love letters, just for a bit of embellishment. And then I realised I wasn't filming when I thought I was, just as I was about to glue on this little bit of pretty lace and that bit of square of vintage fabric that you saw me tearing up just a moment ago. So I think that's because I think I was just a bit anxious about the time. So I just going to tack this down a little bit. Not going to put too much glue because it's very, very fine. Just enough to hold it, I think. Just put a couple of little dots up here. Hope they don't show too much. I'm just going to angle it a little bit so it's hanging off. If it looks strange, I'll trim it, but I thought it might just give a little extra interest on the edge. And then we'll add some of this fabric. Just a little piece I have, I think came in a pack a long time ago. Not much left now. And that's going to go right there. So I just thought that makes just a nice little bit of embellishment on the inside of this glassine bag. Bit of interest. And then we're going to be having something, big journal card will go in there. We want to be able to see some of that, so yeah, that's all good. So all we've got left to do now is put on our corner tuck here. Now that we've put the hinge on, I can do that. And I'm just wondering if it's it's going to stick out a little bit. May have to trim it. It's going to be easier to trim the side than to try and tear that piece off at the other end, just to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to trim that edge a touch. Should hopefully, yeah, that's perfect. Just re-ink the edge. And then we'll just glue this on, and we may be able to just tuck something in here. Do we need, well, I'm not going to worry about reinforcing it. It's not a proper pocket, it's more of just a little tuck spot. So we might just tuck something quite thin in there. Oh, a bit further over. I just want to make sure it's not sticking out at the side. Here we are. I've glued up that side. Along that side I might just put a little bit of glue just on this bit here. So it's not gonna, that seems to be a bit of a weak spot there. There we are. Might even actually glue it down a little bit more. I just think that's going to be a bit vulnerable along that edge. Okay, I think that's it for today. Didn't get a huge amount done. Didn't make a big dent in my pile, did I? But made a couple of quite nice things to go in the journal. This is certainly something that will go as a journal insert. One of the pages. There's so many pages, I don't know why I'm making another one, but I just like the idea of doing that. So that's what we've used. So we've used some book page and a glassine bag there to make that. And then we have a nice little pocket with a tuck spot. I think what I might do with this, I might just get my bone folder, flatten it a bit. It'll need a bit more ink on the inside. I don't think I'll back it because I think it's too thick to be backed to go in this spot, but I will ink it a bit more on the other side. So that's it. That's our couple of makes for today from the to-do box. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will be back soon. Don't know what I'm going to do next time. We will see. I never know what I'm going to do until the last minute. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye for now.